Guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing the top 10 most anticipated comics for 2024. Very excited about this list. So let's just jump in. Number 10 for me is Spider-Gwen. So there's a new Spider-Gwen ongoing book coming out. Obviously, Spider-Gwen, the miniseries just came out, so we don't really know how that's going to inform this ongoing. But we do know that she's moving to the 616 permanently, and I'm curious to see what that means for the character. Stephanie Phillips is writing the book as well, and very interesting voice for the series. I'm just glad that Spider-Gwen has an ongoing again, and we could get to see her adventures on a monthly basis. Moving on to number 9, which is Lilo and Stitch issue 1. Yeah, I didn't know this would be on my list either, but Lilo and Stitch has such a fun story that obviously also has a lot of continuity because there was a whole TV show. It wasn't just the movie. Really what sold me is that Greg Pak is writing this, so to have a Polynesian story, and Greg Pak has written some wonderful Asian stories out there, so I just wanted to see what his voice is going to be on this Disney property like Lilo and Stitch. So that's number 9 for me. Moving on to number 8, which is Spectacular Spider-Man issue 1. Another one talking about creative team. We got Humberto Ramos, who's very known for doing Spider-Man, but then Greg Weisman, who wrote the original Spectacular Spider-Man television show. An ongoing on a monthly basis that we get to see Miles and Spider-Man interact, where up to this point, they really only interact for story arcs. So to see a full series, it's taken over a decade to do. I think such a fun idea, and I want to see what Weisman will bring to the property. Moving on to number 7, which is Jill and the Killers issue 1. I'm a sucker for a mystery story, and I love a good ensemble, and that's what this is. It's Jill and her friends dealing with a murder mystery. And the artwork, Roberta, who has done some wonderful work on Witchblade, excited to have her on a book, and it just looked like a fun series and a fun indie in general. Moving on to number 6, which is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers The Return. This is actually a Kickstarter as well. Amy Jo Johnson, who is the original Pink Power Ranger, writing the book, telling her own alternate universe version of what happened to the Pink Power Ranger. And I love the idea of marrying a Kickstarter campaign that was really popular to the direct market. Releasing the single issues while you do the graphic novel for the Kickstarter, I think is really smart. And just the story as a Power Ranger fan. I'm a huge Pink Power Ranger fan, so I'm just excited for that as well. Moving on to number 5, Power Pack Into the Storm. This is the original creative team working on Power Pack. I'm curious to see if this will be out of continuity, or we following maybe some stuff that has happened to these characters over the years, but it's no secret I love Power Pack. I just think they're such an underrated team. I love their family dynamic. I love Julie, I love Alex, I love Katie, I love Jack. I love those characters. So my phone almost fell when I was talking about them because I got so excited to talk about the Power Pack. But we don't get enough of them. We might get them every few years, but to get a full series from the original creative team is a long time waiting for that. Moving on to number 4, another Power Rangers book, actually. Power Rangers Unlimited, the Morphin Masters continuation of the Ranger Slayer. And as I just mentioned, I'm a big Kimberly fan, and then Ryan Parrott, who I'm a huge fan of, is returning the Power Rangers to write this story. So there's a lot of reasons to pick this up and to see where the Ranger Slayer story is going, because I think that's one of the best added elements to the Power Rangers mythos through the comic books. Moving on to number 3, which is Pine and Merrimac. I am so excited for this book. I mean, when an indie book in the description kind of calls your name, you're like, wow, you're not even being sold on an IP. I just love this idea. It's so special. And it's about this detective, homicide detective, and her MMA husband keeping secrets and lies from each other, and their past coming for them. And the artwork just looks really fun. The covers really sold me. And it just looks totally up my alley. So that's number 3 for me. Moving on to number 1, which is Jackpot issue 1. Obvious. I can't wait to see where Mary Jane is going with her hero journey. I think it's a brilliant way to tell Mary Jane's story while her maybe not being with Peter is an option in the 616. I want to see where this goes. I know also it was announced that Mary Jane and Black Cat are going to get a miniseries, so I'm kind of combining that as well. So the Jackpot one-shot and the miniseries is my number 2 pick. I know I'm cheating a little bit, but they're a continuation of the same story. Moving on to number 1, we're going to pick Spider-Man again. I think this is going to be a number 1 on a lot of people's lists, and that is Ultimate Spider-Man issue 1. Jonathan Hickman's taking over the Ultimate Universe, and there's a lot to be excited about here. Mary Jane and Peter are together. They have kids. And you have new versions of the Green Goblin. And obviously, just as an Ultimate Universe fan, seeing what this is going to be about, how it's related to the old Ultimate Universe, if it is, and just seeing a return of an alternate universe on a monthly basis for Spider-Man is so exciting, where they could kind of do anything, hopefully, and really press those boundaries that I think the 616 Spider-Man has not really been able to do for a long time. So very excited for that. That is my number one pick. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what comics you're most excited for the upcoming year. And this is Comic Uno. See you guys in the next one.